Two Republican Senate campaigns under fire for digitally altering images of their opponents in hateful ways. I want you to check out this ad. This is from Georgia Republican Senator David Perdue, okay, appearing to make Democratic candidate Jon Ossoff's nose bigger. So let me tell you why that is problematic, because Ossoff is Jewish. Portraying Jewish people with large noses is an anti-Semitic trope. This is what he says about it. Sitting U.S. Senator David Perdue's digital attack and distorted my face to enlarge and extend my nose. I'm Jewish. This is the oldest, most obvious, least original anti-Semitic trope in history. The Perdue campaign deleted the ad after a report by the Jewish publication The Forward after they were called out. A spokeswoman for Senator Perdue's campaign says the size of Ossoff's nose was an unintentional error caused by an outside vendor who applied a filter that distorted the image. Okay, you can blame it on someone else for distorting his nose. But here's the issue. There is more to this ad. Look at it again. Shows Ossoff next to Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, who is also Jewish. It says Democrats are trying to buy Georgia, a suggestion that two Jewish people are working together to buy a U.S. state. That plays right into anti-Semitic tropes. The Anti-Defamation League says that Jewish people who pursue or occupy leadership roles in elected office are too often deemed conspiratorial rather than commended for their concerns for the people. Now I want you to look at this ad. This is from Senator Lindsey Graham, posted on Facebook earlier this month, featuring a digitally altered image of his opponent, Jaime Harrison, who is black. The ad shows Harrison with a darker skin tone. Okay, so look at the original photo, published by the New York Times. Now look at them side by side. Look at Harrison's true skin tone versus Graham's ad. I have to ask why, during a nationwide reckoning over race, would a political campaign darken a black opponent's skin tone in an ad? It seems a little too on the nose for me. The Graham campaign told CNN an effect was used in creating the ad, but pointed to past Facebook advertisements in which they said the same effect was used on Graham's face and called the issue raised about it a non-story. Jaime Harrison says that Graham is playing a part in a 400-year history of an old South that had no room for people who looked like me. Jaime, thank you so much. Good to see you. So let's start with your reaction to this Graham ad. What did you think when you saw it?
Well, listen, Don, I sort of expected these type of things to come out in this campaign, but I did not expect it to come from Lindsey Graham. Lindsey was somebody that I used to respect, that I thought when, Senator McCain was alive, that he was a guy who could rise above the fray. But what we see right now is a Lindsey Graham that is so concerned about his own political relevance. And because we are giving him the contest of his political life, we are down by 2 points in the latest polls. I have outraised him these last two quarters. I think the desperation is coming out. And so Lindsey Graham may have darkened my face, but it's Lindsey Graham who the people of South Carolina don't recognize. Because this guy is very, very different.
Well, so it's we don't have any recent polling, but so I'll take your word for your polling shows that, but we don't have any recent polling there. But listen, South Carolina has long been a Republican stronghold. President Trump won South Carolina by 14 points in 2016. The last Democrat elected to the Senate from South Carolina was back in 1998. So that is a tall order for you to beat Lindsey Graham, sir.
Well, it is. And, I heard this from the very start. Don, this is the thing, man. My entire life, I've faced long odds. I grew up in Orangeburg, South Carolina, son of a teen mom. We were poor. I like to say we were poor. We couldn't afford the OR. And so, but I went on to go to Yale and Georgetown Law School, and now I'm running for the U.S. Senate. My life has been emblematic that the American dream is alive and well. And so, despite those tough odds, I've been able to achieve. I know that we are making history in this race. Last quarter, I raised $14 million. That is more than any other Senate candidate, including Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell. The only exception is Amy McGrath in Kentucky. And so we have a historic grassroots movement building here in South Carolina. We contacted over 250,000 people this weekend. So if people want to continue to make Lindsey Graham nervous, go to JaimeHarrison.com and be a part of this effort to build a new South.
You got it in there. So, Jaime, in 2016, Lindsey Graham was a vocal critic of then candidate Trump. Famously tweeted, "If we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed and we will deserve it." Now Graham has become one of the president's most loyal backers in Congress. How do you explain this transition?
Now, listen, it's almost like watching a live version of the invasion of the body snatchers.
I should say in the Congress, but go on. Sorry, because he's in the Senate. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, he is just, the flip-flopping is just amazing. I've never seen it in all of the years that I've been studying politics, to see someone to go from having a backbone to not having one at all. And that's what we see in Lindsey Graham, and that's why he is vulnerable in this election, because there are a lot of people in the state who were just like me, who respected Lindsey Graham, thought he stood up for the state. But this guy has been a missing in action senator. He hasn't had a town hall in this state in over 3 years. He does more fighting against the people of South Carolina than he does helping us. I mean, he has just said, over his dead body, will he allow an extension of the federal unemployment insurance benefit? That's $600 a week for folks who otherwise would only get less than $320 a week. We need that money into our economy. But we got a senator who cares more about his tea times with the president or having some fancy dinner over at the Trump Hotel rather than going to Washington, D.C. and working for the people of South Carolina. So we're going to beat him because he hasn't been here. And I'm talking about the issues that people really are concerned about.
Okay.